Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about hunger pangs, hunger in general, cravings, how to deal with them, tricks to make it go away, to keep you from going to the fridge all the time, making all of those frequent trips, and just staring into your cabinets. So I'm not going to go into too much depth about all of these things. I feel like they are very self-explanatory, and I think that you guys will catch on pretty quick. There are a couple key things that I want to go over with you, so I will kind of run through those very fast, and then we will get right into it. So are you guys ready? Let's do it. Okay, so first, really quick, I just want to let you guys know what the hormones are that deal with your hunger and your feeling of fullness. Okay, so leptin is what gives you that feeling of being full. Once your stomach expands, then leptin is released into the body to signify the brain that you are done eating and you don't need to eat anything more. And ghrelin is the hormone that actually makes you feel hungry. So all that growling signifies the brain that you need to eat. So that's pretty much all I'm gonna get into as far as the hormones go in the body and how they relate to hunger and feeling of fullness. Okay? So the first thing that you guys wanna do is go on a fridge cleaning binge. So you wanna get rid of all of the nasty junk food that is in your cabinets, in your refrigerator. Unless you have kids, granted, they are going to want those things, but if you don't, I would very highly recommend cleaning out and going on a binge your fridge. So that's number one. When you go and look in the fridge, there will be nothing available to you other than yummy, healthy carrot sticks and apples and celery and chicken. I'm sure lots of chicken, broccoli, all of that stuff. And in the cabinets, you will not find your chips or cookies and your snacks. If you can do that, then I think that when you're dieting, you will be ahead of the game. Second thing is eat your breakfast. Like Mama said, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. So make sure you are incorporating a good hearty breakfast every morning if you can. One yogurt is not enough. So make sure you wake up a little extra early, get yourself a nice yummy breakfast. It will add fuel to your body. It has been scientifically proven to help reduce ghrelin, which is the hunger hormone. So that will get your day started off to a good place. So eat your breakfast, always listen to your mother. Piggybacking onto breakfast, do not skip your meals. Don't skip your meals naturally, and it's common sense. If you skip a meal, you're going to be much hungrier later, and you may actually binge eat and eat way too much than your body needs. So make sure you're eating enough food throughout the day. I would actually eat once every 3 hours. I would have something moderate, okay? Not large, not a whole meal, not a whole plate, but something right in between, something small and something big, you know, and make sure you do that about 6 times during the day. That will really help you with controlling your hunger. Another thing that you can do with that is divide your meals in half every time you're about to eat something. So if you don't like my idea about having 6 meals a day and you find it hard to fathom how you can do that, then when you go to have a breakfast or a lunch or a dinner, make your whole plate the way you normally would make it, but to split it in half. Okay, so keep your portion sizes good, but split that in half, and then you'd be able to take that other half and eat it a couple hours later. And then when lunchtime comes, you eat half of your lunch, eat the rest of it 2 hours later, so on and so forth. So you're not consuming your food all in one sitting, and you have more to spare for next time. All right, another thing that I really love to incorporate when I am especially dieting and I'm starving is I like to drink a lot of water. Obviously, fluids are very good for you, but in this scenario, what I would tell you to do is drink about 17 ounces of water right before you're about to intake any food or a meal. 17 ounces is enough to stretch your stomach entirely, and that signals leptin to be released and tells your body that you are full. As you're eating, it takes about 25 minutes for that process to happen. A lot of people are such fast eaters that they don't even get to that point, and by that point they're on their second or third helping of food. I am guilty, I do that too, but I love food, right? Who doesn't love food? If you've ever seen Major Pain when they go out to dinner, that's me. So I am way too fast of an eater. If you are like the same kind of person, then I would recommend putting your fork down after every bite, while chewing more frequently. Okay, so if you chew, 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 and then swallow, chew your food a little bit more. It also signifies the brain to be more full and to stop releasing the hunger hormone. So that's just a little tip, but putting your fork down after every single bite slows you down. You finish chewing, you chew a little bit more, maybe take a sip of water while you are eating. Okay, so that really gives yourself, your body, enough time to actually register when it is actually full. So you are not on your second helping. So I would recommend just trying to slow it down, okay? Okay, if you can't really, if you're not a good water drinker, which is something you may want to work on, but if you're not, that's fine, because I'm not a good water drinker either. You can incorporate soups. Your soup is gonna have very high sodium levels majority of the time. You want to prevent any water retention, so it would be mindful to drink a little extra water to help flush any of that water retention out. When it comes to dinner and cooking, and hopefully you are meal prepping, but if you're not, that is perfectly okay as well. But when you are cooking your dinner and you have a lot of stuff left over, I don't know, leave your pots out on the stove, or if you put everything out on the table, before you even sit down, put everything away. Put all of it back in the fridge. It will make you less likely to go back and take everything out, get your spoon out, put everything, away. It will really help make you less motivated to go and get a second plate. Also, when it comes to plating, you can reduce the size of your plating. You can reduce the portions you're putting on your plates. We were raised as children, most of the people, I feel like most kids were raised by their parents to finish what's on your plate. And as a young child, that has been registered to most of our brains for the years to come. And that's something naturally that even parents tell their own children nowadays to do. So if you are a kid that has been always told to don't waste your food, finish what's on your plate, so that naturally is registered to us when we have a big heaping plate of food that we made for ourselves, or just in a big plate in general. We want to fill that up with more food, and then we are more enticed to eat all of what's on the plate itself. So if you can get smaller plates, then you naturally will have smaller amounts of servings that are on the plates, and that will help tremendously when it comes to finishing what's on your plate. If that is something that's psychologically a burden to you, then having smaller plates will help. Okay, so the next tip that I want to give you guys is don't distract yourself while you're eating. If you like to be on your phone, or if you like to watch movies, I'm just saying, if you like to distract yourself while you're eating food, try to prevent that as much as possible, because your brain is more focused on what you are looking at and what you're processing, instead of it not paying attention to the amount of food you're taking in. So you just kind of subconsciously keep eating and eating and eating, and you're not really paying attention to how much. Okay, so I would try not to distract yourself too much when you are at the dinner table. Okay, I'm gonna bring up supplements for a minute, if you wanna call them supplements, more like vitamins. Any kind of omega-3 fats are excellent when it comes to controlling your hunger. So omega-3 fats are found in a couple different things, but they come in pill form. You can take them in pill form if you like, but they are supposed to stimulate the hormone leptin as well, which is the fullness hormone. So it's something for you to think about. You also want to incorporate satiating foods. So things that are high in fiber, high in protein, things that make you feel fuller faster. These can be like beans are especially good for that. Any kind of thing that's high in protein, could be yogurt, it can be chicken, any kind of lean meat. Majority of the dairy, but you have to watch dairy because some dairy products can also be very high in fat content as well. But egg whites are an excellent source of protein. Whole grains, veggies, fruits, but they are going to make your stomach stretch, and it's naturally going to make you feel more full. So also a lot of the cravings and the hunger pangs and things that we experience are also very psychological. So it can be related to or connected to emotional eating, stress eating, depression eating, menstruating eating. Could be due because of anxiety. If you have major anxiety, that may be one of your gateways to deal with that anxiety is to sit down and eat something. So some of these or a lot of these things can be triggered from psychological effects. And what you need to do, I don't really have any tips for that, but you need to identify what the triggers are. Or if you know that you are feeling upset, or if you're bored, boredom is huge. If you are bored, you constantly go to the fridge way too many times for your own good. I do that all the time. I catch myself all the time. I'm like, no, I don't need that. I am just bored. So if you are bored, you do not need to be going to the fridge, okay? If you can recognize that within yourself, you need to find another outlet to deal with what you're trying to fill it with, okay? It's like a little void and you're trying to fill it with some yummy food, and that's not gonna end well for you, especially when you're on a diet. So you need to be able to control that and make sure you find out what those triggers are so you can rectify it and find something else to do. Paint your nails. Take their dog for a walk. Get some little cardio in, go walking. I'm sure he or she would love you for it. Grab a water bottle instead. Get some water in, go take a bath, chew gum. What my personal favorite thing to do is whenever I'm starting to feel like I'm hungry or I'm just bored or I'm craving something and I want to control all of that, is I chew gum, and that actually, the chewing helps signify my brain that I am eating something, and I can be distracted with that while I do other things. And it really helps. I would go 2-3 hours before I think about food again. So I will chew gum. I will suck on a sucker like Tootsie Pops or Blow Pops are really good. Anything that is like an oral fixation of the mouth. If you know that you are not actually hungry, if you know that you are just craving something or you're going through an emotional moment and you just need some comfort food, then I would just get a strip of gum and a sucker, or a Jolly Rancher even, Lifesaver, any kind of candy that you can think of, and just kind of munch on that while you're doing something else. So go find something else to do. It's really about distracting yourself, distracting your brain, distracting your mind from going into the kitchen and getting these things. So there are a lot of alternatives, a lot of tricks and secrets people can utilize in order to help control hunger better. And it's really a matter of what's up here and kind of tricking your body into psychologically into not feeling as hungry and stimulating the fullness hormone over the hunger hormone instead. So it's really very simple. If you kind of can incorporate some of those, if you can recognize within yourself, if you are not legitimately hungry, grab a water, go for a walk, call a friend, eat some candy instead, and you will see there's a big noticeable difference when you do those things. So hopefully this was somewhat of a help to you guys. If you liked this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to see more videos, and I will be back with you guys again with a new video, hopefully in the next few days. So have a good day. I'll see you next time.